and we are at Norfolk Masonic Haunted Temple with Telly Carr. He's been on before, but this time, because I think this is so cool, I really want to check out your haunted temple. So can you show us some images from
yeah, absolutely. We're gonna start out front because the building has a pretty grand facade. I'd like to point out it's pretty cool looking at night with the red lights on it. I don't know if it turns sideways. When I turn this sideways, does that work?
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, we got a perfect view of it.
Pretty cool, right? So these lights are normally bright white. See our big flag celebrating our country. But anyway, see, normally these lights are bright white, but we decorate the light, put lenses on them for Halloween and make everything eerily red. It's pretty cool. All right, and then we're gonna walk back around to the main entrance. So tonight it's Thursday night, a relatively slow night. I would say we got about 150 people inside or so right now. First groups just started going through the haunt about 15 minutes ago. And the response has been real positive so far. So you can see, I'll give you kind of a quick rundown of the user experience as we go through. I'm not going to show you all of the details of the scare. We'll give you some snippets and some previews to give you an idea of what we're dealing with, but I don't want to give away too much.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't, because I plan to visit next year for sure. I'd love to see it, so don't give away too much.
All right, at this point, I have to mask up, so I'm not sure what effect that's going to have on our audio.
Oh, it's no worries. I've done it with I've done the podcast with masks, so.
So can you still hear me?
Yep.
All right, we're requiring everyone who enters. Oh wow, here's one of our personalities right here. This guy's name is Jerk. He's part of a duo known as Twitch and Jerk.
What up?
Scary.
He seems pretty scary. I don't trust that guy with that.
Scary, mean clown. We come into the main entrance where we're requiring everyone to do temperature checks. We have law enforcement represented here today. And we come down to our events at the Norfolk Masonic Temple for the phone number, just in case anybody's interested. And then we have our ticket booth where we have our dedicated volunteers selling tickets. The dining hall where you're greeted by a lovely lady. And you can see we have the dining hall area themed out. We got some spooky music going on and some lights. A bunch of people standing in line. It's kind of slow tonight. We've got a concessions area set up back here where we're selling hot dogs and popcorn and sodas and water and candy and stuff. Everybody waits in line on that side. Oh, here's one of our other features. He likes to sneak up behind people.
So you told me over the phone you've had over 5,000 people attend?
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
We're absolutely killing it this year. I think the fact that people have been cooped up for so long makes them extra anxious to get out and do something. And we're happy to provide them that opportunity. One of the other things that we have going for us is most of the local haunts are outside and ours is inside. It's 80 degrees down here tonight. Walk upstairs where you're met by this handsome gentleman. Looks like we have the Boy Scouts of America represented here tonight.
What benefits what are the benefits for any Masonic temple that can hold an event like yours to hold one? Obviously, there's going to be financial benefits, I'm assuming, tickets, things like that. But what other benefits does the Norfolk Masonic Temple get from the haunted temple?
I think the biggest thing outside of the financial aspect is the visibility for the community. Get them into the building to see what we are, so that they realize that, hey, this is not a church. Oh wow, I didn't know what you guys did here. We had no idea. We hear that all the time. I actually carry business cards around and hand them out, to prospective candidates. And one guy asked me the other night, "What is a Mason?" Ah, I'm glad you asked. That's kind of the response. Here, take my card. Let's talk about it. So there's a ton of benefits. Mostly, I would say mostly familiarity, exposure,
If a Masonic temple wanted to start its own haunted temple, it had the venue to do so. What's some advice you'd have, especially starting out?
Well, first of all, I would make sure that you check with your Grand Lodge to make sure that it's an acceptable use in your grand jurisdiction. And then you got to check, and I'm not sure what it's like in Canada, but here in the States, we have to check with local city ordinances to make sure that we have a permit, or what we call an acceptable use permit, in order to hold events like this. And then you got to make sure that you have insurance and planning and volunteers. You have to plan every little detail. It's just like hosting any other big event, but it goes for 12 nights for us, So you probably hosted large dinners or weddings or things like that at your venue. You'll know what kind of planning goes into hosting an event for one night. Imagine that for every night. And then you got to spend about 7 months before the event buying decorations and building sets, and to get to the level of sophistication that we're at, you have to have dedicated volunteers that love Halloween. They spend countless hours up here, with no compensation other than the fact that they get to enjoy their hobby. We're really fortunate that we have some individuals involved with our organization who are in a financial position where they can help donate a lot of that time and material to the event. So I think this year is one of our largest investment years ever because of the room that I told you we built out earlier. We probably spent $13,000 or $14,000 this year investing in the temple and in the haunt. We made that back the first weekend, so we're doing pretty good this year.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of a quick rundown.
And last question before I let you get back to work is if any Masonic temples are considering a similar style event and want to get in touch with you to talk about your experiences, what's the contact for the Norfolk Masonic Temple?
I would use the events at norfolkmasonictemple.com. Events, like hosting events at norfolkmasonictemple.com. We have a contact form. That's an email address that you can use that'll get to me. If you put haunted temple questions in the subject line and just put my name on it, and it'll eventually get to me. We'll be happy to help.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes. I wish I could have visited this year, but I'm very, very much hoping I can visit next year because I love Halloween. I love haunted. You combine my two favorite things, scary things and Masonic temples. So I appreciate it.
There you go. Well, if